In order to be successful, do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. So if everyone in your marketplace, if all of your competitors are doing the same exact thing, you can't make any money that way. You got to zig when they're zagging. And on today's episode, my guest, Mark Harari, is going to talk about what you can do specifically as a sales professional to make sure you're standing out against your competition and obviously make more money. You're going to love it. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist podcast here on TSC TV on YouTube. I'm your host, Donald Kelly, the Sales Evangelist, and I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And on this episode, we're going to be talking to Mark Harari, and Mark is going to talk about this concept about a lobster on a cheese plate. Now, I won't tell you exactly what it's all about, but you can get the concept that it's about differentiating. When you're a sales professional, you're going out against your competitors, people who are selling the same exact product or service, or pretty darn similar. What can you say or how can you stand out? Mark is going to break down his process that he teaches his clients that can help you as a B2B or a B2C sales rep, or even just as an individual trying to stand out and get the attention of your friend, a girl or a guy. Take these principles, apply them. Hey, and when you witness these success, come back and tell us. Let's dive into the episode and see what Mark shares about how he breaks down this process of differentiating ourselves.
They don't have that differentiator, that one thing that stands out, says this is the obvious choice for me. They have to go to the last tiebreaker that's available. You know what that tiebreaker is? Price. Yep, absolutely. And now we're just commoditizing ourselves, right? We're coming down to pricing wars and bidding games and whatever it is, and coupons and discounts and all that stuff because we didn't differentiate ourselves. So that's the number one thing. You need to be different. You have to have that point of difference that makes you unique and makes you the obvious choice. Probably the biggest mistake that so many companies make, and especially small business owners, is they want their target to be everyone in their area. And you can't be everything to everyone, right? You can't. I can't talk to everyone the same way. I can't connect with you, Donald, the same way I'm going to connect with my grandmother. I can't say the same things to you that I'm going to say to my grandmother, and both of you are going to say, wow, you make a good point. You know, it's just completely different. So until you identify that target that you're speaking to, how are you going to know how you are different in their eyes, so they see you as their perfect fit? You're trying to fit in perfectly with your target, your clear, perfect customer. And when you do that, you're going to win every sale that comes your way without even trying, because they're going to know you're the right choice off of that cheese plate.
Is there anything else that I can do to make sure that I'm going for that right person? Because a lot of people tell you that, make sure you have the right audience, the right fit, the ideal customer profile. They tell you look at a demographic and, some of those things. Is there something else that helps us to ensure that we have the right person?
That's a great question. Unless you're starting up fresh, if you're an existing company, I will almost always say, go back to your past client list or your past customer list and pull out the best ones. Who were your greatest customers? The best customers that you ever had, the ones you wish you could clone. I wish I could clone Jane. I wish I could just sell 50 of these to 50 different Janes, because that's your target, because they're perfect for you. They were a perfect fit for your personality, your brand, your company, and you connected perfectly. And if you have 2 of them, fine, you have 2. If you have 10, if you have 20 perfect customers, then you start to look through that list of perfect customers and you start to find the commonalities, right?
I know one of the things you mentioned a little bit as well, once we understand these folks, is the positioning statement. Like getting that positioning statement down. Do you mind telling us why that is so critical now? Once we understand that person we're going after?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's actually 80% of the book is geared towards working you through the steps to building out your positioning statement. And that is, I say so in the book, there's 3 critical statements that every company should have. Most are going to have the mission statement. A number of them are going to have a vision statement. Very few small businesses have a positioning statement. And if you look at it, the mission statement is why you exist, what you do. It's why you exist today, right? Google's mission is to organize the world's information and make it easily accessible, right? That's why they exist today. The vision is what you aspire to be. It's where you're going. So where the mission is what you are today or why you exist today, the vision is where you're going. And then the positioning statement is how you do it. The bad guy is trying to get all 6 because that makes him all powerful. And he puts him into this glove, this gauntlet. And if you collect all 6, you can't be beaten. Well, similarly, there's 6 positioning stones. And if you collect all 6, you put them into this positioning statement and you can't be beat. That's actually how Thanos got beat. The little weakling good guys compared to him were able to get the 6 stones and beat him, right? So you can stand up against anyone. You can stand up against Amazon and win. You can go up against Walmart and win because you're going after your target in a way that they can't. And that's your 6 positioning stones. And so the positioning statement really is comprised of identifying your target, identifying their unmet need, and that's the problem that you are solving for them. And then the third stone is you identify the competitive set, and that's framing up who you're competing against. And a lot of times it's not everyone. Just going back to the remodelers, they're not competing with all remodelers. As you start to work through that chapter, you're going to realize, well, those 6 guys over there, I don't even do half the stuff they do. They're not my competitors, right? These are my competitors. So you got to go through that step too. Who am I actually competing with? Then the 4th stone is your point of difference, and this is the heart of it. That's where you discover what it is that makes you the lobster, why you are the unique component, that unique company in your marketplace. And then the 5th stone is the reasons to believe. They power the point of difference. That stone really is the proof of what you just said is your differentiator, right? If you don't have those, you just have a stated claim, and it doesn't mean anything. You have to prove it. And then the 6th stone, the final stone, is your brand personality. And that's one that 90% of small businesses especially completely ignore. They don't pay nearly enough attention to the personality that their brand conveys.
But if there's one major piece of advice you want folks listening to this episode to walk away with, what's that one major piece of advice, Mark?
As you're working through your point of difference, one of the biggest challenges you're going to have is finding that thing that you can do in a way no one else can. And I go through a whole bunch of different exercises you can try to work through to find that point of difference. One of the exercises that you should start with is thinking backwards from the end, and think of all the things that can go horribly wrong if the prospect makes the wrong buying choice, if they go with a bad company, right? What are all the things that can go wrong? And by thinking backwards, you can start to discover how you prevent those things from happening. And maybe those are components in your point of difference. It's a unique way to try to relook at the process for the client and seeing how you prevent these bad things from happening. And they might just be your differentiator. It's one of the ways to dig into that.
If folks want to get in touch with you and get access to your book, how do they go about doing so?
Yeah, great. Well, so getting in touch with me, the best way is LinkedIn, or you can also visit the website for the book, which is bethelobster.com. On there, I got all the book's full of stuff, free downloads and stuff that I reference in the book to go get for resources, but they're available to anyone. So you can go to bethelobster.com and get the resources and reach out to me.
Listen, that was Mark Harari. And if you want to go ahead and connect with Mark, you can find all of his information down below in the show notes. It was a great episode. It gave some great wisdom, some great insights. And differentiating yourself takes courage. Oftentimes, we fall into the gap of doing the same exact thing because that's what we were taught, and it's just instinctive. But listen, instinctive and doing the things that everyone else does is not going to make you stand out. And you want to be like that lobster on that cheese plate, as Mark explained. Whether you are selling software or you're selling services or you're selling furnitures, the thing that it comes down to is recognizing that you are a differentiating agent and the things that you say and how you position yourself. I absolutely I recommend you do everything that Mark shared with you today. I want you to succeed. And also something else I recommend that you do is also connect with our sponsors. They're giving you some great offers. I want you to take advantage of those and see how they can help you in your sales performance. As always, I want you to thrive. I want you to find more of the ideal customers. I want you to know what to say when you reach out to them. I want you to close more deals. But most importantly, I want you to go out each and every single day and do big things. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video today. If you enjoyed the content, I ask you to go ahead and hit that like button, that thumbs up at the bottom right-hand corner. Also, to make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. This way, we'll keep you up to date with all the latest sales strategies, latest tools, and things that are going to help you to not only find more prospects, but to close more deals. Thanks so much.